All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty fascinating. Timo. This is a company that built a bank for, get this, 800,000 people, but without a single traditional branch. So the big question is, how on earth did they do it? Let's get into it.
Okay, let's just start right here. This is Timo. And right away, just look at that logo. It doesn't scream bank, does it? It looks way more like a tech startup. And you know what? That's exactly the point. This is a FinTech company built from the ground up for a generation that pretty much lives on their phones. We're talking no stuffy branches, no waiting in long lines, just a really slick, modern app.
And that brings us right to the heart of it. The big question we're going to unpack today: how exactly did a FinTech company manage to build a bank for 800,000 people all on the cloud? We're going to break it down by looking at their history, which is super fast-paced, their really clever business model, and of course, the powerful tech that makes the whole thing run.
All right, first up, what is Timo? Let's take a quick look at the timeline of this disruptor. To really get how they shook things up, we got to see the key moves that brought them here.
So it all kicked off in 2015, basically as a FinTech project. But man, their journey has been a total sprint. By 2017, they'd already hit 100,000 customers, which is a great start. But the real game changer? That happened in 2021. They partnered with a company called Mambu. Now, this was huge. It meant they moved to a cloud-native core banking system. And that single tech move basically set the stage for everything that came next.
And wow, did that strategy pay off. In 2022, Timo landed a massive $20 million in funding. This was their first big external round, led by Square Peg. And you have to understand, this wasn't just about the cash. It was a massive vote of confidence from some really serious investors. It was basically the market saying, yep, this branchless, cloud-first thing, it's the real deal.
Okay, so this brings us to a really crucial point: banking without branches. How in the world does Timo act like a bank without, well, being a traditional bank? It all comes down to their partnership model, which is honestly pretty brilliant.
So here's what it's called: the partnership banking model. And the genius of it is in the division of labor. Think of it this way. Timo, the FinTech company, gets to focus on what they're amazing at: building a beautiful, super easy-to-use app and creating a great customer experience. Then, in the background, a fully licensed bank, in this case BV Bank, handles all the regulated stuff. You know, the heavy lifting that comes with being a bank.
And for you, the customer, this makes things incredibly simple. Step 1, you sign up right in the app. It takes minutes using something called eKYC. That's just a fancy, secure way to verify who you are online. Step 2, if you need help or want to pick up your physical card, you don't go to a stuffy bank. You go to a Timo Hangout, which is more like a cool cafe. And step 3, the whole time, that licensed partner bank is in the background, securely holding your deposits and making sure everything is by the book.
Okay, but hang on. If day-to-day banking is fee-free, how do they actually make money? I mean, this is the big question with almost every FinTech that promises free services, right? If transfers and accounts don't cost you anything, where's the revenue coming from? Well, the answer is they've built some pretty smart, diverse income streams.
It really breaks down into a few key areas. First, you've got interchange and card fees. Every single time you use your Timo Visa card to buy something, they get a tiny, tiny slice from the merchant. It doesn't sound like much, but with thousands of users, it really adds up. Then there's net interest from credit products. And finally, they make money from their partners, offering you stuff like investments or special discounts right in the app.
All right, now let's get into the tech engine, because this is where Timo really separates itself from the old-school banks. They've built this entire thing on the cloud.
Okay, so the core infrastructure is key. The central nervous system, if you will, is Mambu's cloud-native platform. And the foundation for all of this? It's built on Amazon Web Services, or AWS, which gives them incredible scale and speed. Now get this, because of this setup, they launched their entire platform on AWS in just 6 months. 6! For a traditional bank, that's just completely unheard of.
And this comparison really says it all, doesn't it? On the one hand, you have traditional banks stuck with these legacy on-premise systems. They're slow, they're clunky, and they're crazy expensive to maintain. But then you look at Timo's approach, it's cloud-native and agile. This means they can innovate super fast and scale up or down whenever they need to, all while being way more cost-effective.
So on top of that foundation, you have the payments and AI layer. The payment system is managed by a company called OpenWay, and they handle the whole life cycle of your digital card and payments. Then, and this is super important, they have a machine learning layer powered by Amazon SageMaker. This is what makes the whole experience not just digital, but smart.
So, how does this AI actually work for you? Well, it's not just some tech buzzword. It's constantly analyzing spending behavior, your spending behavior, to give you personalized recommendations. It can offer you discounts from partners that are actually relevant to where you shop and what you buy. Pretty cool, right?
Okay, let's talk about the customer playbook. You have this clever business model, you have this cutting-edge tech, but who is it all for? Well, Timo's approach has clearly hit the mark with a very specific audience, the digital generation.
And the numbers speak for themselves. 800,000 users. I mean, think about that. That's a huge number of people who have signed up, proving there's this massive demand for a banking experience that is truly built for the way we live now.
And they keep people coming back by offering products that really drive growth. It's not just a simple account. We're talking about banking products like spend accounts and term deposits, a free Visa debit card, credit options like installment loans and pay later, and even an investment portal to access things like Vina Capital mutual funds. It's the whole shebang, all in one app.
And this quote from a senior executive at one of their partners, SHB Finance, just nails it. They said, "The partnership is based on the rationale of Vietnam's large, young, tech-savvy population." I mean, that says it all. Other big companies are partnering with Timo specifically because they are the gateway to this young, digital-first generation.
So, what's next? When you put it all together, the smart partnerships, the cloud-first tech, the laser focus on a digital audience, you start to see a blueprint for the future of banking.
Which really leaves us with this one big question. Is this partner-led, cloud-first, and AI-driven model the blueprint for banking everywhere? Timo provides a really powerful case study. As technology gets better and we, the customers, demand more from our banks, you have to wonder, is this the way all banks will eventually have to work?